Hi everyone, I'm Marta Mama. Oh my god, it's been so long. Oh my god, you look great. You've been working out, right? You look amazing, girl. Look at you. Wow, yeah, it's been very long. I know, okay? To be honest, let's be honest. I think I haven't watched a single Drag Race season since Drag Race España All Stars. Don't kill me, you guys. I know this is happening to a lot of people. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. There's a lot of things I want to watch, but it's like too many seasons going on at the same time. I'm just like a little overwhelmed with all the Drag Race things, but we have a season 4 for Drag Race España. And if you didn't know me yet, I'm the girl that explains Drag Race España stuff and all the context and all the references and all that. If you don't speak Spanish and you need a little like context information. So we've got Meet the Queens for season 4 of Drag Race España. The queens are out. We know all of them. And there's a lot of things going on social media. So even though I haven't been very active on social media and I haven't been posting a lot and I haven't even been like watching any Drag Race or doing anything related to this, I think there's a lot of things going on with this Meet the Queens. And there's a lot of conversations online that I think it's okay for you guys to know before watching the season. So I want you guys to know what's going on in Spain with this cast and what things are being said and, you know. First of all, I don't have any spoilers. I don't know most of these queens. I try not to know anything. If you do have any spoilers, please don't tell me. Don't tell anyone. Don't ruin this for me. But yeah, in general, I'm pretty excited for this cast. But let's go on. Let's talk one by one, okay? If you've watched the Meet the Queens, this is the information that maybe you didn't get with the Meet the Queens, okay? First up is Anita Laversa. She's 44 and she's from Sevilla. Sevilla is the closest big city to my hometown, so it's where I have watched most of the drag that I have watched throughout my life. Angelita's 44 and she's from Sevilla. I've seen her perform many 100,000 times, not so many, but yeah, a couple times. I'm familiar with her, and she's been doing drag forever. And that's the type of drag that she does many times. Like, she's like a classic drag queen. And she comes from a specific generation of queens in her city where they all kind of grew up doing the same things or having the same concept of what drag, travestismo, is for them. I'm more closer to the next generation, even though I'm more similar in age to Angelita, but yeah, like my friends and all that are from like a younger generation of the same city. So what's going on with her? So this is the type of drag queen that has been doing drag forever. She can do a lot of things, but one of the things that she does when she performs is she does a lot of like mic work and like crowd work, and that is where it gets a little bit tricky. So people in social media have been like expressing their experience in Angelita Laversa's shows. Sometimes when, even like if you read between the lines in her Meet the Queens, you can tell a little bit. Like, she defines herself as a comedy queen, but the actual Meet the Queen had no real comedy, or not too much. There's like a joke, but it doesn't feel like super comedy queen, right? But when you've been working for so long, maybe what you think about the LGBT community or the type of crowd that you used to have 26 years ago versus the one that you have now. And when you do all this crowd work, well, sometimes the opinions that you express end up being a little, I'm not going to say necessarily like openly transphobic or racist, or I don't think that she understands all this. Like, I don't think that she considers herself any of these things, but it can come, like, sometimes Spanish people with things like race lack sensibility, lack a little bit of, you know, to be like a little sensitive of the topic. And we're like very blind with things like transphobia and racism. And if you're doing crowd work and you've been working 26 years, it probably 90% of your jokes are about like dicks and bottoms and making fun of XYZ group of people. So that's the thing. I have absolutely nothing against her, and I'm sure that she doesn't even notice these things about herself because she has grown up with this, because this has always given her praise throughout her career. But yeah, that's what they're talking about online, okay? So some of the things that, if you read between the lines, what she says like she has a lot of like dark humor. When someone says dark humor, I immediately like that's a little like, what do you mean? Like, do you make fun of death, or do you make fun of immigrants? What is that? Do you make fun of trans people, or do you make fun of like, I don't know, babies? And I don't know, like dark humor. Like when people say this is just dark humor, I'm like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But she also says like I believe in the democracy of the laughter, like laughing. Like if you laugh democratically, then it's funny. So then it's valid as humor. All these like read between the line things. So that is what people are saying about Angelita. For me personally, I've seen her perform 800 times. Sometimes she has done jokes like this, but in general, I have a lot of friends in common with her. I don't know her personally, but I'm sure that she is very kind to other people and she's great. About her look, I think this is a cool like vinyl yellow look. I do not like the makeup either. I think it's a little bit tired, but who am I to say anything? But that's me personally. I hope the best for Angelita, and I hope she proves me wrong and she can show a lot of like, you know, growing up and maturity about certain things, or just not talking about certain things in a national-wide platform. So I hope the best for her in that sense. Like I hope nothing like that comes out and all the things they're talking about on Twitter goes nowhere, you know. So that's Angelita Laversa. Then we have Chloe Vitu. She's like 23 and from Barcelona, and yeah, she defines herself as choni. We've talked many times about what choni means. It's like this, but I don't see this look as choni whatsoever. Maybe the hair and the hat are a little like Y2K, but not necessarily very choni. I don't know. I thought she was like very fun and playful, and I'm here for that. She is from a very big city, like Barcelona, you know, all the Barcelona queens. Like, I don't know, like the Vima, like Sagittaria, like Marina, like, you know, and Darby, of course. But yeah, I don't have much to say about her because there's not a lot of context to give. Barcelona queens are known here in Spain, like, if we have to categorize them, as messy, usually. Like, girl, you're messy. Not messy like you displace your things. Messy like you like a fight, or you like being like pressing everybody's buttons, and like, I don't know, sometimes that's the feeling, that's the vibe I get from the other corner of Spain. But that's all I have to say about Chloe. Dita Dubois, she is 37 and she's from Tenerife. Tenerife is in Canary Island, and every season we have a Canary Island drag queen. This is a drag queen that is from the Canary Islands but doesn't do that like carnaval queen that were like Vulcano and Settlers and all that. This is not that type of drag. She is a drag queen that is from those islands but doesn't do like the high platform boot and all those like other stuff. Anyway, you can see some of the quality of Canary Island drag, like the bling and the volume of the things. I think it's cool. I don't know, I liked her Meet the Queens because I think that she's going to be like, I don't know, like a sister. Like, I think she's going to be cute with everyone. I didn't like that she defined herself as Carmen Farah la Estrella Extravaganza and Samantha Valentine's. Don't compare yourself to other drag queens. I know sometimes that's very easy to do. And she also chose 3 drag queens that are from Andalusia, and she's from the Canary Islands. I don't know, like, but well, I hope that she is very funny. I want some lighthearted comedy, and I like her personality. I liked it. Next up is Kelly Pasa. She defines herself as like the punk queen of the season. First of all, let's go explain her name. Kelly Pasa. Que le pasa sounds in Spanish just like que le pasa, okay? La pasa. Que la pasa is linguistically wrong, but a lot of people say that in Madrid especially. Que la pasa would be like, what's going on with her? What's wrong with you? Like, what's going on with her? Like, are you okay, baby? That's what que la pasa mean. So yeah, that's her name, and I think it's very funny. It's appropriate. I love punny names, but that still look like names, like Kelly is a real name. So yeah, I like that. I like, this look is crazy. I love it. I think she always does the like mohawk thing. I love the like, it's supposed to be like grass all over. In fact, she did a video to present this look where she was rolling on the grass, and when she ended up rolling, she like stood up, and this was her look. I love like even the nails, everything. The makeup, I'm not a big fan of, but if you're supposed to be like the punk surrealistic queen of the season, I don't expect amazing makeup from you necessarily. Maybe something that just gives me, even sometimes a good makeup with this look would ruin it, you know? Like, don't take it too serious. It's supposed to be absurd. If you look at all the details, girl, this look I love. There's a couple things that come off like a little messy, like you can see where the gloves end over here, or like a couple things, but I don't give a damn. Like, this is cool, this is creative, this is genderfuck. This is a different concept of drag. I'm super into this. And yeah, she is from Madrid, I think, and she comes from like theater and performance and all that. I did not like that she said about herself 1,700 times that she is punk. Like, that happened with me with Bestia as well. Like, don't say that. Like, that's something people should say about you, but it shouldn't be too literal. Like, I don't know, if you're going to give underground punk vibes, don't say it, just be it. That's my opinion, but well, I know that, you know, you have like kind of a script and you have to sell who you are for this moment, but I just think that when someone says like 19 times that they're super punk and underground, I'm like, yep. Next is La Niña del Antro. I'm obsessed. I've been following her forever. Like, not forever, because she's fucking 22 years old. I'm sorry. She's freaking 22 years old. Like, she's basically the same age as my daughter. But I've followed her in social media for the longest time. I really like her personality. I like how she comes off. I love the look with the makeup, with the eyes and all this that she does. But I love how she acts. Like, I've seen a lot of videos of her, and she's like this crazy wild card that will do just the first thing that comes to her mind and that has fun with drag. You know, the people that have fun with their drag, it's not that they don't take it seriously, but they can be playful about it, and maybe they can jump from a very high building or what, I don't know, like she can do whatever. She is the woman of the season. She's a trans woman, and she is super cute, adorable, love her energy, and I want to cook her a beautiful dinner and put her to sleep and kiss her forehead and say goodnight to her. And also I want to party with her as well, and I like her very much. She's from Castellón. And Castellón is in like the south of Spain, and Castellón has like not Castellón, the whole region, La Comunidad Valenciana, has amazing drag artists, but I think that we haven't had a lot of representation. I think like Benedita was from Valencia, but in this season, you can really appreciate the younger generations that came from like a solid foundation that they had in that area. So I'm super excited for her. I'm super excited for Castellón in general. I'm super excited for Comunidad Valenciana in general. This is one of my top picks of the season, La Niña del Antro, no doubt about it. Love her energy so much. Then we have Le Coco. She's from Madrid and she's 28. Yo, I didn't know she was so young. It happens with some people, right? When they do this like timeless drag, I always think they're like 47 and she's 28 years old. So yeah, but I've known of her forever. I think I've seen her perform once or twice. I'm not very sure. I get all the drag queens mixed up in my head. You know, I'm so sorry. I think I've seen her once or twice, but I don't know her personally. She is absolutely natural redhead that she always wears like this orangey type of hair all the time. That's like her signature. And she says that she comes from the streets, that Madrid is like the streets and that she comes from the streets. It has a different connotation than in the US, like being in the street. Here we're talking a little bit more of like the underground scene, the club scene, like being around, like really being out there night by night by night by night. And yeah, that's where she comes from. But she has this very also like classic cabaret feel to her. It's giving, of course I don't like to compare, but it's even giving Supreme. Like this is the type of drag that Supreme is very good at, and even maybe Ornella, and it's I'm not comparing them, it's the type of drag of like what they do best. Like they can sing, but it's also a lot about personality and how they present a storyline and all these things, and I'm very excited about her. I loved her Meet the Queens. The look was very, very simple, but I think that everything that was going on from here up was correct. Then we have Mariana Stars. I think I've known her, I don't know if I've met her ever. I've seen her a couple times perform. She lives in Madrid, but she is from Venezuela. First off, my heart goes out to all the people from Venezuela right now. They're living like a very difficult moment. But yeah, it's kind of weird listening to her talk about Venezuela like, yeah, the magic, the music, the flavor, because this was filmed a long time ago, and now Venezuela is like not the magic and sabor and azúcar, and it's like that's not what's going on right now. So that was a little bit weird, but her face, her mug, the expression that she has with her eyes, the little rhinestones in the lash, in the underlash here, like, oh, I love her. She comes with all the like passion and drama of like the telenovela divas, and like, you know, the way that Valentina would be fascinating. And I know that herself and her family are very, very strong on lip syncing and like delivering. And yeah, I'm very, very excited about her. This is one of the people that I've wanted to see in the season forever. So I'm very happy that she's there. She looks absolutely stunning. Okay, now it's the difficult part of the video, okay? The next contestant is Meggie Yalo. I don't even know what this name is. This person was a pit crew member. You might remember him for like being in the pit crew in several seasons, in fact. He had like a lot of airtime in the episode that was about like Un Dos Drag or Un Dos Tres. It was like a game show that they were doing, and he had glasses and had like a little calculator thing. This is the guy. So he tells us that he's from Andalucía, from Mexico, but now he lives in Valencia. Again, Valencia, shout out. And she talks about that she is a muscle queen. She talks a lot about being a gym rat. I'm a gym rat. I'm okay with that, but honestly not interested right now in like deadlifting and squats and things and protein. Like, tell me about your drag personally, or tell me, I don't know. So, is this a person that a lot of people are being very vocal about? This is number one, the most, like, there's a lot going on with this person in Spain. Not because he is from the pit crew and not because of his drag. A lot of people do consider that his drag is like quite simple and generic and like a hot dude that does drag type of drag. But I haven't seen this person perform. I don't know what they're bringing. This look does look quite like generic. Like, what are you giving me exactly? Like, yes, but I don't want to judge a book by its cover. I don't know anything about this person's drag, and maybe they're amazing. I know they said that they're a dancer and a singer and like an actress, and they can do everything and very bubbly, but the issue is not that. The issue is with, let's talk about it, okay? So there's a big issue with surrogacy. In Spain, having a surrogate is completely illegal, and it's not only that. For us, I know that this is not how most people think in the US. And I know that in the LGBT community, having a surrogate is kind of like, they don't even think about the ethical implications of all that, or maybe they do, but the rest of the world that is not the US do not see surrogacy as they do in the US. For us, it's absolutely crazy. Like, the vast majority of the LGBT community are completely against this, and it's a very hot topic about it. It's something that is completely and absolutely illegal, having a surrogate here, and that we all, like, it's not open for discussion in Spain. Of course, there are people that are for surrogacy here in Spain. Of course, there are gay men that are like super into this and they think it's perfectly fine, but this is I don't know if it's a cultural thing. Like, you guys have other sensibilities with other things. Just as I said, that Spanish people can be very, very insensitive and very blind to racism and micro-racism, and they can say things that are quite racist and don't even notice. Like, the temperature is different in each country. So I'm not going to go into any type of discussion. If you are not against surrogacy and you think it's the best thing ever, don't put it in my comments, please. I don't want to open a discussion about if this is good or not. My job in this channel is to explain to you that for Spanish people in the LGBT community, it is completely crazy. Like, this is bad. Bad, 100% bad. Is something that's illegal, and it's seen as crazy to capitalize on women's bodies and literally buying babies and thinking that your DNA is so amazing that you cannot adopt. You have to like put your DNA somewhere and just, here in Spain, there's no discussion about it, okay? That's what you have to know. Here in Spain, it's illegal and we're all against it. If you are not against it, it's because you guys have a different sensibility. You come from the mecca of capitalism. Of course, it's going to be okay for you guys, anything that can produce money using people's bodies. But for us, it's completely different. That's what you have to know. So we know that this person has a baby from a surrogate, and not only that, but also the way that the world had to learn about this is from a post of like 2020, like some years ago. And it was International Women's Day, and this person posted a picture of her like pregnant surrogate and dedicated like the post for Women's Day to the most important women in their lives, who was their surrogate. That's some America bullshit. Like, I see a lot of like American people would do the same thing here. That is so wrong for so many reasons, because the hot topic issue is like the using the woman body and capitalizing with them. So taking advantage of the International Women's Day to thank your surrogate is completely illegal in Spain, and they had to go to a different country to do that. For us here in Spain, that is like so not cool. It's absolutely not cool. Said that, once I've said that, just so you know, that's the issue. And it's an issue probably as big or bigger than like Cherry Pie in their season. They're not going to do that because when they put this person in the cast, they already knew his situation. He's been working with the production for a lot of seasons. And of course, the baby has absolutely no, it's not their baby's fault, absolutely. And now that the situation has happened, I hope for them the best and that they're the best family ever. And they're, of course, all that. I'm here to explain that in Spain, this is crazy, okay? It wouldn't be crazy in other countries. So if you go into Twitter and you see a lot of people saying weird things about surrogacy in Spain and you don't understand it and you go into the discussion, this is the cultural context that you should know. For us, these conversations are just nuts. They lack an amount of awareness and sensitivity that is crazy for us. Anytime, like for us, it's crazy, okay? You should trust me. If you are someone from Spain and you are totally in favor of surrogacy pregnancies, please don't tell me either. I'm just telling you how I see it. I'm just telling you the information that you need to know to understand the context of this. I'm only scared that this company is going to use this surrogate thing as a storyline, and they're going to like whitewash the whole thing. That's what I'm scared of. But I don't know, like many people that are not in favor of surrogacy used to be in favor of it. Like there's a lot of people that don't understand certain things. Like, I don't know. It's not my job to make you change your mind, or it's not my job. I'm just here to tell you people don't like that. And I don't want this to be because that has nothing to do with their drag. But what they are selling is just like the hot gay dude that does drag for right now. If this was about another person and had nothing to do with surrogacy, I think I would say the same. But they seem very friendly, and I know that they are very nice when they're working. They've been very nice to the queens when they were in the pit crew. But yeah, that's Yegi Melo, something like that. Yeah, that's them. Then we have Miss Kisto. She is 31 years old and she's from Madrid. And first of all, the look, amazing, with the headpiece, with the soda cans. And this is like from a car, like the rim of the wheel, painted all in pink with saran wrap, and like, oh, love it. Very Alexander McQueen, I love the silhouette. I love that they deconstructed the pattern, like the houndstooth pattern. Like, that's one of my favorite parts. I love when they take something like a typical pattern and they deconstruct it somehow. Love what she's giving. Love, again, she talks about being underground and all of this, like, very creative person, of course. I'm very, 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 very interested in what Miss Kisto has to offer. Then we have Porca, the club kid. Super excited to see club kids, like a little more things that go beyond gender, and things that are like a little bit creepy and a little Lee Bowery and a little divine and a little like out there. I love trash. I love Dragula. I love weird shit. So I'm very excited about this person. And I love that, like, in her references, where there's a lot of like references, she says that one of her references in life are the housewife from Edward Scissorhands. The ones that would get all these updos and shit. I thought that was like super funny. And yeah, I don't know about this look. Like, I think this is a type of drag queen where I need context and I need everything to make sense. I don't think I've really got to meet Porca the Club Kid from that little introduction. But yeah, I'm interested. I'm here. Then we have Shani L Santa. Shani L Santa, I love her. She is from Jerez de la Frontera. She is super young. She is Gitana. She is Romani people. To the people that say that there's no people of color in this season, Shani L Santa is 100% Gitana, and she's very Gitana also. She is a singer. She can sing jazz and like Mariah Carey and I don't know, like soul-y shit like no other. She speaks perfect English. She's been following this channel since forever. She says that on YouTube she only watches ASMR and Marta Mama. So I love you, Shani. You're the best. Let me explain who Shani L Santa is, because from the whole cast, this is the one that I know the best and I love her so much. Things about Shani. Shani is the type of person that her persona is exactly the same in and out of drag. I want this to make sense to you guys. So for most of the people, it doesn't happen like that, or they tune up who they are when they are in drag. I think drag is just an excuse for Shani many times. Of course, she has like a well-defined aesthetic, and she talks about the women, the Gitana women that she grew up with, and they're all about the bling bling and being like all that. But with Shani, of course, but that was going to be like that even if she didn't do drag. Like, that's who she is. And this is the type of person that when you see her on a stage, she just can't stop. I don't know where she brings all the energy, but she is the type of person that has been born to be on stage. I don't know, because I do think that many times, at least coming up, because I've known her for a very long time, drag, many times, like what she was wearing was many times an afterthought, because that was absolutely the least important thing about Shani L Santa. So I think that most of the people that have known her for a long time know that she has improved a lot in the way that she presents herself and her makeup, but she has never been about the look. She is a performer through and through. She can sing, she can rap, she can do flamenco, and she's like dynamite. She's like, she moves a lot on stage and she performs and she will look into you, and she's just so much a little ball of crazy energy. But she is also very smart and intelligent. She majored in English in college, in like English philology, so she speaks perfect English too. She was an English teacher, and she has a lot of very good and very cool references as well. Very cool ones. Last time I saw her live, she wrote like, "Hey girl, I'm close by, I'm in Sevilla, you have to come see me, and I was like, okay. And I went there and I brought my drag mom, and I didn't really know what Shani was like, yeah, you have to see my show, And she, in the middle of her show, she did a little lip sync of a poem, like a spoken word thing that my drag mom and I had performed like the previous Pride, and it was like kind of like super cool having that reference in common, and that was why she wanted to see me. Like, she was saying like, I loved your guys' show and this is for you guys specifically. I love that. That was so cute. She's so cute. She is. You're going to love her. You're going to love her. You're going to hate many things that she's wearing probably, but honestly, she doesn't give a damn, because like, I don't know, Gitana women, they want to be all the bling bling and fantasy, but maybe you think that's cheap. They don't give a flying F about if you think that's cheap. They are going to get all glammed up, and they don't care about your definition of glamour. They bring their definition of glamour, and that's Shani L Santa, and you're going to love her. Honestly. Last one up is Vampira Shan. She is from Valencia, and this is like I don't know, I like this type of representation of drag from Valencia, even though there's a lot of drags from Valencia that I would like to see. I think this is a good like representation, very theatrical, very cabaret, she sings couplet. We've talked about what couplets are in the previous season many times. They're like little songs with like a lot of sexual double entendres and innuendos, and you know, they're like between singing and spoken word, and they're always very like cheeky. that's that. And she says that she's vampirasian, half vampire and half Kardashian, but she doesn't take vampire to like horror. She takes vampire into like, I am stuck in this period of time, and like I'm outside the timeline, and she is from the 1930s or whatever, like that type of vampire. Like not necessarily I drink blood and I'm this creature of the night, but like I am stuck in time and I will never get old, and I'm 600 years old, and I don't know. This is Shani L Santa, and this I think were my favorite two Meet the Queens, because I don't know Vampira Shan. I've never met her in my life. I've never even heard about her, but I love her so much. After this, she gives me like motherly vibes somehow. I'm very into that, obviously, because I'm everyone's mom. But yeah, I love this very much. I'm very excited about her. I love her look. I love everything she gives. I love her makeup. Very cool. So that's gonna be all. Please don't write comments in general. Maybe I'm going to deactivate them because, you know, you guys, I don't know. I'm very scared to talk about the things that we talk here, but I think the context is important. So the new season of Drag Race España will be out on the 22nd, I believe, like in a couple weeks. And of course, I'll be reviewing it. Please follow along. If you have not been watching any Drag Race forever, if you've been angry with the All-Stars in the season 3 and all of that, I invite you to come here to watch it with me. It's good to be angry together about things, or just like not take it too seriously. This is a TV show, you guys. This is a TV show about drag queens. Remember not to take it too seriously. I love you guys. I hope you take care. Take care. Stay queer, okay? Stay queer. Stay queer.